today we are making dishcloths. I want to show you what you need for a dishcloth. So typically when I purchase yarn for a blanket, I get something that is 100% acrylic. This is not what you want for dishcloths. This will not do well using it for washing dishes. You also don't want to use acrylic for hot pads, but I do want to show you what you can use. So do not use acrylic for hot pads or dishcloths. That will not work well for you. It will melt with hot pads. It will not work well with dishcloths because of the texture of it. It won't dry as well as cotton. Cotton does a better job for dishcloths. So what you do want to look for is 100% cotton. This one is Sugar and Cream. You can find this one online. I believe Walmart carries this brand. Amazon carries it. Other craft stores, I believe, carry it as well. But this is a pretty common brand for cotton yarns. And for dishcloths and such, these a lot of the time have patterns on the inside of the label too. This is a really old one that was gifted to me. So I don't know. I couldn't even find the yardage on this one, but this is a 1 pound cone, and I have used a bit of this one already, so it's not a full cone, but that comes on a cardboard cone right there. It goes all the way to the top. And there are some other options. This one is from Hobby Lobby. This is Crafter's Secret Cotton, also 100% cotton, great for dishcloths. It has really great colors. They have really nice varieties of cotton at Hobby Lobby. This is another Hobby Lobby yarn that I really love. I love this cotton. It's fitting. So this one is also 100% cotton. All of these are hook sizes of 4.5 up to 5 millimeter hooks, I believe. This cotton does run a little bit thinner than your typical acrylic 4-weight yarn, but it is a 4-weight cotton. It's heavier than acrylic. A lot of the times it's a little bit softer. This one is from Walmart. Walmart has a ton of different colors in this peaches and cream. They 100% cotton as well. This one is really pretty. They have tons of different colors. They have variegated, solid. They have the cream color with all those different colored specks in it. I love those. Those for dishcloths are one of my favorites. So you can use anything like this. 100% cotton is what you want to look for. And we're going to make a couple different kinds of dishcloths. This is what the I Love This Cotton looks like worked up in the round. So this is a moss stitch worked center out. These colors are so pretty. And then with the cotton cone, this one I used for these. And just feeling these different yarns, this one is a thicker yarn. I feel like it's more solid. It's a little bit rougher than this I Love This Cotton. This one is very soft. It is it's a thinner yarn, so it ends up being a lot more like floppy than this one. This one's more stiff. And I used the same hook size for both of these. I used a 5 millimeter for both. This one said to use a 5.5 millimeter, and I used a 5 on it, and it's still pretty floppy and soft and stretchy. So I used a smaller hook than it said to, which means the stitches would be more or would be tighter than what they recommended on the skein. This one recommended a 5. Oh, I covered up the label. I believe it was a 5 millimeter, and that is what I used. But it ended up still being pretty tight stitches for what it was that I made. It's not as floppy as that other one, and it's a little bit thicker feeling. This one's very thin feeling and soft. So the sugar and cream is definitely a rougher yarn than the I love this cotton, but any one that you choose to use is perfectly fine. These stitches that I'm going to show you, you could use anywhere from a 4.4 millimeter up to a 5.5, possibly 6, depending on how airy you want the stitches. And you can make the dimensions whatever you prefer. It does not have to be the dimensions that I use. You could make something really small, like a little face scrubby. You could make something larger, like a towel. Totally up to you. And you can use really whatever stitch you would like because it's just what you're using. The cotton is the part that is the most important, not technically the stitch. So you could really use any stitch tutorial that you wanted. I have a few beginner stitch tutorials on my channel. Um, any stitch tutorial on there would work for a dishcloth. So let's get started on these and I'll show you how to work these up. And I'm starting with my 4.5 millimeter hook. I've got my solid yellow yarn. I'm going to show you the moss stitch in the round. So we're going to make a magic ring. So we're going to wrap our yarn around our fingers twice like this. Pull or put our hook under those first two loops, grab this yarn, pull it through, and we're just going to make a one chain right there. And that'll lock that in. All right, so now we are going to, we've got one chain there. So we're going to single crochet into our magic ring. Do one single crochet. See it in here. And chain one single crochet, chain two for our corner, one single crochet, chain one single crochet, chain two, one single crochet, chain one single crochet, chain two, and one single crochet. Count my sides here. I've got my, all right, first single, second single, that was our first side. And the chain two spaces are the corners. We've got two corners there, three corners. All right. Now I need the rest of the side. So it's going to be one more chain and one more single crochet. So I've got all four sides completed. And I'm going to tighten my yarn. So with a magic ring, you're going to pull on your tail and see which one of these strings move. So we're going to see that one. All right. So I know that that one is the one I'm going to pull and tighten the other piece of that ring there. Tighten that so it closes up the center there. And then pull that tight. All right, so you see our square. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, 1, 2, 3 corners, and I need to make this corner. This one I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm actually going to make a half double crochet into this, and it's really neat to see what this does. So I'm going to half double, so wrap your yarn around and go into the top of that first stitch that we made. All right, we've got 3 loops on our hook, wrap around and go through 3. Look at what this does. It makes your own corner and you're starting right in that center there. So with that half double crochet, it just makes that corner nice and squared out where you can start right in that square section. So that's really helpful. So I'm going to chain 1. We're going to single crochet into that corner there. And that first chain does not count as anything. It's just bringing up the height for our single crochet there. All right. And we're going to just alternate chain 1, single crochet for all of our sides. And we're going to be working into those chain 1 spaces. So I have my single crochet, chain 1, single crochet into that chain space, chain 1, single crochet into the corner. And on all the corners, we're going to single crochet, chain 2, single crochet all into that same corner space. So I've got my 2 chains, single crochet into that corner again, chain 1, work into that next chain space with a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet into that corner, chain 2, single crochet into that same corner, chain 1, single crochet into that next chain space, chain 1, single crochet into that next corner, chain 2, single crochet into the same corner, chain 1, single crochet into that chain 1 space, chain 1, and single crochet into that last corner. All right, we have the 2 sides of our corner, and now we're going to do that half double crochet into that, and that is counting as our chain 2 for our last square or our last corner, like that. After looking at this yarn with this size crochet hook, it may also be really nice to do a larger hook if you want a more airy stitch or a more airy dishcloth where it's a little bit more loose. You might want to use a larger crochet hook, maybe a 5mm or 5.5. That would also work. All right, so I'm going to chain 1, single crochet into that corner. That's what you're going to do for every row to start your next row around. So you're going to chain 1, work in that next chain 1 space, chain 1, work into that next chain space, chain 1, single crochet into the corner, chain 2, single crochet into the same corner, chain 1, single crochet into this chain 1 space, chain 1, single crochet into the chain 1 space, chain 1, single crochet into the corner, chain 2 for your corner, single crochet into the same corner space, chain 1, single crochet into your chain 1 space, chain one, single crochet into your chain one space, and you just do that all the way around. And you can make this dishcloth as large as you would like. There's something about center out items that I really enjoy because you can really make it as big as you want and you're not tied into a certain size. Because when you chain your rows, you're locked into that size. So sometimes this is more flexible. So at our last corner there, we've got our single crochet and our single crochet over there. We're going to half double crochet into our first single there. All right. And that is the beginning. You go as many rows as you would like. I'll meet back with you and share with you how many rows I did and what the measurement is. But you make this as large as you want, whatever works best for you. I'm going to show you how to do a border around the outside if you would like to. So what I would do is I got to my corner, I chained one. I'm going to work a single crochet in that corner and a single crochet into the next single crochet, a single crochet into the chain one space, a single crochet into the single crochet, single into the chain one space, and it's just that all the way across. It is a single crochet into each chain and single crochet all the way around. And each corner, that corner space that you have, is only going to get one single crochet. So you would end up going single crochet into the single crochet into that chain two space, and then single crochet into that next single crochet. So it'd be 1, 1, and 1, and no chains there. All right, and for our dishcloth in rows, I'm going to show you this one. It's just a regular slip knot, and we're going to chain an odd number of stitches. And I have 29 chains. And I'm going to chain one more for my turning chain. And I'm going to work into the second chain from my hook and just single crochet all the way across this chain. I am at the end of my row and I'm going to chain 2. This chain 2 is going to be in place of our double crochet. I typically do 3 for a double crochet, but this one I want to be a little bit tighter on the side, so I'm only going to do 2 chains. So flip that around. This is going to be in place of this stitch right here. So I'm going to move on to this next stitch. So it is your chain 2, and I'm going to work into the second stitch. And we are doing a 2 double crochets in this one stitch. So far, we have our 2 chains in place of our first double crochet, and that is taking the place of that stitch right there. And then our next stitch is 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Next, we are skipping this next stitch and working into this one and putting 2 double crochets in here. And what you will have is a little space there. So it's our chain two, two double crochets, skip one, two double crochets. We're going to do that all the way across. Skip one, two double crochets. Skip one, two double crochets in the next stitch. Skip one, two double crochets in the next stitch. And you're doing this all the way across until you have one stitch left. I've completed this row and we are going to work in that last stitch of our row here. So it's going to be a double crochet in that last stitch. Just like that. Okay, chain two and turn. And this next row, we are just going to be working into that right in between those two double crochets. So not this space that we have down here that we skipped a chain or skipped a stitch, but right in the center there of those two in the same stitch. So two double crochets right between those. And you're doing that all the way across. So two double crochets between each of those other two double crochets. And you can see that V shape there stacks on top of each other for each row. And then our double crochets and our chain twos are stacking on top of themselves over here. So do this all the way across, working in between those two double crochets all the way across. And I'll meet you at the end. At the last stitch of this row, we are going to work into the top of that chain two. So a double crochet right in the top of that one. We're just going to do the same thing the next row, chain two, turn your work, and working in between all of these two double crochets, you're going to do another two double crochet in between there. And that's the repeat that you're going to do back and forth until you reach your desired length for your dishcloth. And I'll meet you back here for the last row. And if you want to put a border on it, I'll show you how to do that as well. I've completed my last row for this stitch, the dishcloth. I'm just going to do one row of single crochet all the way across. So what I will do is I chained my Just want to chain 1 there and turn. And then you're going to single crochet in each row, I'm sorry, each stitch all the way across. So I'm going to skip that chain, go right into this next stitch and single crochet all the way. I could get to that stitch there. All right. Single crochet all the way across this row. And I'll meet you at the end. And I have completed this uh, dishcloth here. If you would like to put a border around the outside, you can absolutely do that. What you would do is another, so that's my last single crochet. So I'm going to single another stitch right into that corner there. So another single into that corner. And then I'm going to put a single crochet on the edge of this stitch. And we're going to do 2 single crochets at the end of each double crochet row. And that will give you a nice edging if you would like to do that. And just work all the way around. This one I'm going to leave without a border, but if you want to add one, that's what you would do. Just 2 double crochets into each side. I'm sorry, 2 single crochets in the side of each double row. So each row, that's a row, so it'd be 2 single crochets there. The end of this row, 2 single crochets there. And you just do that all the way around. I like the look of it without, so I'm going to leave the end of my row there. And I'm going to chain 1, clip my yarn, pull this tight there, and I'm going to weave in my ends from the end and the beginning. And that one is complete.